today is really historic because this is the moment and our opportunity to show to the former president that when he was doing all of the difficult decisions for the Filipino people and for the Philippines, um, he's not afraid to take whatever consequences. He is unbowed. For us, it is our time to show to him that we are also here for him through the good times and through the bad times, and we welcome him warmly.
Nasa linya po ng ating komunikasyon via Zoom sa pong OFW dyan po sa Netherlands, si Alvin Dave Sarzate. Alvin, magandang umaga at welcome sa programang Pulso ng Bayan ng SMNA. Maraming salamat sa inyong oras.
Magandang umaga po for inviting me. It is my pleasure po to be here.
Yes. Alvin, kumusta dyan sa Netherlands, mga kababayan natin? Sinalubong nyo ba? Namataan nyo ba? Nakita nyo yung pagdating ng yung eroplano na sakay ang dating Pangulong Duterte?
Actually, sir, mayroong mga Pilipino po, mga kababayan natin na pumunta talaga sa Rotterdam. And then doon talaga sila nag-antay to see the plane land sa airport. At saka meron din tayong mga kababayan na pumunta agad sa ICC because eventually the main objective po before is to just show force of solidarity and to ensure na we will be with the former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte in these difficult times. So, yun nga po, na merong mga Pilipino nasa Rotterdam at saka yung iba nasa ICC, but eventually we end up in one location po.
Oo. Ikaw bilang isang OFW dyan sa Netherlands, ilang taon na bang OFW dyan sa Netherlands?
Actually, sir, I'm a student here. I'm also a part-time worker. I've been here for almost 8 years na po.
Oo. At saka, syempre, itong nangyari ngayon, kaya dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, siguro sa tagal ng panahon, ikay naging masugid na taga-suporta ng dating Pangulo. Ano bang masasabi mo na ganito ang sinapit ng dating Pangulo?
Well, it's sad to begin with, and at the same time, we really want the president or yung dating pangulo natin na hopefully he will have the opportunity to go back to the Philippines because what he experienced is a form of oppression. That's how I see it, and there are a lot of things that needs to be settled legal wise, and he deserve the due process which is accorded to everyone.
Well, yung mga kababayan nating OFWs, marami din ba nandyan ngayon sa Netherlands ang same sa'yo na nagpalabas din ng kanilang saloobin pare-pareho na sumusuporta dito kay dating Pangulong Duterte?
Yes, yes po sir. Meron pong mga factions na talagang we are for the former president at meron din pong mga taong they also showed that they are anti the former president. And I think that's very normal in any context.
Opo, opo. Pero yung sitwasyon ninyo kapag kayo ba'y lumalabas, kasi napapabalita na pinipigilan ba, may strict ba para doon sa mga supporters na mga Duterte kumpara doon naman sa mga anti-Duterte?
Well, a perfect example po I think it was today because all of a sudden I wasn't expecting na meron ng mga police doon mismo sa location. Meron na ding mga media practitioners because eventually the main objective again, sir, is to just go there and show and gather peacefully. But everything was already prepared. So I asked the police, one of the policemen there, I asked him, bakit, why are the media practitioners here? Why are you already here? We didn't ask for a communication, but apparently they told us that the media people already told them that people are going to be here, gathered here. So that to me was a bit shocking. But I think siguro nga merong communication between other parties, but in the least it was for us very successful because we were able to show that our love and support for the former president is unwavering.
Pero ano bang yung namo-monitor ninyong pahayag, I mean interview ng mga foreign media din sa inyo diyan, positibo ba o negatibo ang kanilang pananaw dito kay Tatay Digong o kay dating Pangulong Duterte?
Yeah, I think it's in the negative because minsan pag nagtatanong sila, the premise is already very critical of the former president. So that's why you need to sometimes address it and try to go on a discourse with them, exchange thoughts with them and clarify certain things that perhaps na para sa kanila it's already controlling narrative that you need to address. Very critical yung approach talaga nila for the former president. I've heard it to so many people, even from my classmates, colleagues, and some people I know.
Opo. Bago ko lang ipasa kay partner Admar, ikaw kasi sa kabila ng ganito yung kanilang mga pananaw, iba-ibang mga pananaw, negatibong pananaw against the former president, ikaw bilang isang OFW, bilang isang estudyante, bilang isang Pilipino, ano ba yung nakikita mong meron si Tatay Digong o si dating Pangulong Duterte na hanggang ngayon ay talagang tinatayuan mo na siya'y suportahan kahit anong mga akusa o ano yung mga negatibong komento pahayag laban sa kanya?
Because one of the talagang factor na nagbigay sa akin ng reason to really support him is that his show of he's a fatherly figure talaga na once he promised on something, dinideliver niya. And he looks after the safety of especially women and children. I remember vividly, sabi niya, I want the women and children to be very safe and comfortable enough to walk even any time of the day or night. So I thought yung vision niya talaga for a better Philippines resonated very well to me and apparently to a lot of Filipinos as well. So that those qualities, grabe yung I think his love for the country and for the Filipino people is unconditional, and that to me is very important.
Alvin, maayong buntag. Taga saan po kayo dito sa Pilipinas?
Mayong buntag, sir. I am originally from Agusan del Sur, but I grew up eventually in Butuan City in Caraga.
Opo, na-monitor ko kasi yung mga live po ninyo. Una, doon ka nag-live sa iyong personal account, tapos nabanggit mo doon sa post mo na medyo nagka-problema kaya lumipat ka doon sa page mo, personal blog mo. Nakita ko rin yung growth ng followers mo at nagpapasalamat ng mga Pilipino dahil para ka ring media na nag-blow by blow coverage talaga dyan po sa area at laging tinitingnan ko yung Facebook page mo. Talagang nandun ka pa sa area, lagi kang nagla-live hanggang sa makalanding na ang eroplano ng Pangulo sa Rotterdam. Tapos meron pang 2 oras ata na biyahe papunta dyan sa The Hague. Hindi mo talaga tinantanan. Kumbaga, ano bang dyan? Araw ngayon dyan, wala bang walang holiday? Kasi nakita ko ang daming mga Pilipino na pumunta dyan at nakiisa nang malaman nila. Isa ka sa mga unang pumunta dyan, nakita ko sa vlog mo, na pumunta dyan. Hindi ba pumasok kayo sa trabaho or sa klase?
Yeah, that's correct, sir. Some actually nag-absent talaga, and some also really canceled all of their appointments now. So that to me is a show of their dedication, their love for the former president. And when I woke up in the morning, or actually I haven't slept at all, I realized na yung araw ngayon, today, is really historic because this is the moment and our opportunity to show to the former president that when he was doing all of the difficult decisions for the Filipino people and for the Philippines, he's not afraid to take whatever consequences. He is unbowed. For us, it is our time to show to him that we are also here for him through the good times and through the bad times. And we welcome him warmly here in the Netherlands, even though it's very cold at the moment, especially today, it's the lowest of 0 degrees. degree, and then of the highest of 7 degrees. So yeah, it's an emotional feeling actually, even to think about going out there, even just taking a video, but you are taking part of a historical event. So yeah, it feels really surreal. I cannot even explain it.
Bakit ganito na lang yung sakripisyo? Alam natin, bilang isang estudyante, OFW, na nasa malayong lugar, nandyan sa Europa, malayo sa mga kaanak dito sa Pilipinas, ikaw ay taga Mindanao pa, Jude. Tapos nag-sacrifice ka pa, no, na hindi ka pumasok, kasama mo yung mga OFW, para ipahayag yung suporta, and sa pagkakala ko parang hindi nyo nasilayan kasi parang kayo kung saan ba dito, saan ba naroroon si PRRD, ito bang sasakyan na ito, possible itong van ba na ito, Alvin?
Yeah, eventually, sir, it was not even clarified kung nandun ba talaga siya inside, because I think his location was not really disclosed properly, and we asked the police men kung nandyan ba siya sa loob. We just wanted to know, and the answer was in the negative, and probably it's part of their job not to disclose information, but they just want us to be out of the location. I think, sir, it's very important. It's also very clear na yung ginagawa namin, or maybe I can only speak for myself, yung ginagawa ko is actually out of a voluntary notion, because talagang nafe-feel ko na he's like a father to me. That is very important for me na to show as well that he is as much as important as anybody else, and his sacrifices will never be for nothing. Yun talaga yung nafe-feel ko, sir, actually.
Opo, nakita rin namin, and parang ang hinighlight pa ata sa ibang media is yung mga makakaliwa. Well, alam naman natin na dyan din ang pinagmumulan, yung mga source ng mga makakaliwa. Pero overwhelming yung suporta po ng mga kababayan talaga para kay FPRRD. Nakita ko yung konti lang kayo nung nalaman ninyo na ibabiyahin na nga papunta dyan sa the Netherlands ang dating Pangulo, hanggang sa na-monitor ko na dumami na kayo. Ano yung masasabi mo na minsan nandyan nagtago ang founder at leader ng CPP-NP NDF na si Joe Maciso, na hindi man kailanman bumalik, at ang daming mga krimen itinuring na terorista itong CPP-NP NDF. Pero sa isang dating presidente na naging mabuting ama sa Pilipinas, marami ang nabago, marami ang mga makapagsasabi na malaki ang pagbabago sa bansa simula nang siya ay maging presidente. Basta-basta lamang na hinatid, parang ipinain papunta dyan sa lugar na yan, Alvin.
That raises a lot of, I think, I'm not a lawyer, sir, but to me, there are a lot of legal problems there na dapat i-address, because we are no longer an ICC member state. To me, I believe that the ICC I strongly believe that the ICC don't have jurisdiction over the former president, but to hand him over just like that to a foreign entity talks a lot about the issue of sovereignty. For us as an independent country, yun talaga yung iniisip ko always, how can you hand over a person, a Filipino citizen, much less than the former president, when you know full well na yung judicial system natin works very well, that it's thriving and it's working good. So parang nag-surrender ka na. Colonialism is already way over. So where are we? Parang, to me, it feels like we're going backwards. So I really hope that in the coming days, favorable decisions will be for the former president, and eventually it will lead him to going back home to the Philippines, the only home that he considers actually.
Napansin ko rin sa vlog mo, Alvin, na nag-Bisaya ka. So, ibig sabihin, daghan ba ng mga Bisaya, mga taga-Visayas o taga-Mindanao? Natanong ko ito kasi mas nakakaintindi agad-agad yung mga Bisaya, taga-Visayas, taga-Mindanao, the way na magsalita ang dating Pangulo, na kung hindi ka Bisaya, minsan na nami-misinterpret mo yung mga pagsasalita ng dating Pangulo Alvin?
Tinuod ko na siya kung magbisaya mo kung usahay po sir mo automatic akong pag-English, I don't know why, pero tinuod na daghan ang mga Bisaya akong nakita today na it's more of like immediately murag maklik ra mo na murag na yung mga certain nuances sa the way how you communicate na sometimes ma-misconstrued siya na nag-aaway na ba mo, nagsininggitay na ba mo, pero at the end of the day whether I somebody speaks the dialect or the Filipino in the communication process, what's more important is you are going to communicate clearly. But somehow, it's really nice to talk using your dialect, and it was nice to see a lot of Bisaya today. It's very rarely it's seldom because everybody in the Netherlands is busy. You were only given the opportunity, sir, na makita sila if you have an appointment. It's like an appointment basis. If you don't have appointment, then most likely hindi mo sila makita. Hindi mo sila pwedeng makita because everybody's busy here. They have their own agendas to follow and personal lives perhaps.
Opo. So, ibig mong sabihin itong mga Filipino na dyan na nagtitipon-tipon, kumbaga hindi kayo magkakakilala, walang communications at all, na oy, dito tayo mag-tipon-tipon, or talagang kusa lang at ikaw ay namanghari na ganito ang pangyayari. Walang nag-organisa, kumbaga.
Well, to me, yung ginawa ko, sir, initially is that I call on the Filipinos na magtipon-tipon tayo because again the objective was just to gather peacefully. Yun lang yung talagang naiisip ko na to show Duterte kung the former president, kung makita man nila tayo, there are Filipinos who are with you. We will be with you until the end of this challenge. Yun talaga yung, but then eventually what happened is some people actually come from Belgium. Some are from Germany even. And then doon nagtipon-tipon kami. Hindi talaga kami magkakakilala. I only knew a few handful of people there. But because we are there in solidarity for one purpose and one purpose alone, to show our love and undying support to the former president. So everything else parang nag-click na lang siya accordingly.
Opo, meron din ako napanood dyan, talagang nanindigan yung isa sa mga Pilipino kasi parang ini-interview ata siya ng media, nabanggit mo parang negatibo agad yung naratibo. Paano nyo iginigiit, lalo na sa mga hindi lubusang nakakakilala kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte kung ano yung the way na sa kanyang pamumuno? Kasi for sure, ang pagkakakilala nila sa dating Pangulo ay batay doon sa mga paninira sa kanya. Kasi nga, sinasabi, ang dami daw mga ginawang mali, pero lumalabas sa mga pagtatanungin mo naman ang taong bayan mismo, mataas nga ang grado na ibinigay sa kanya. Mas mataas pa kaysa doon sa kanyang pag-upo. Mas mataas pa kaysa nung lumisan siya bilang presidente. Patunay na satisfied ang mga Pilipino, ang taong bayan sa kanyang pamumuno. During that time na habang ini-interview kayo, paano ninyo binibigyang diin ang kabutihan ng dating Pangulo?
To really go on a dialogue, really to hear out yung ano yung sinasabi nila and then to rebut it in the way how it is supposed to be rebutted. Yung parang sinasabi ko lang actually, sir, sort of you don't know kung ano talaga yung reality on the ground because your basis is only from sources where ang sources is already critical. You are not looking at the bigger picture here. So ang nangyayari is that you are only taking into account one side of the whole equation. So it is important talaga to enforce and to rebut and to make sure that dialogue is there and for the other party to understand what you are trying to say. But be respectful and be calm and observe decorum and just be a law-abiding citizen and to understand and respect each other's differences. Yun talaga yung important because it doesn't make sense if na parang ini-enforce nila yung narrative na gusto nilang dapat mong maintindihan when in fact there's another part of the whole pie, kumbaga. Yun yung iniisip ko na just talk about it calmly and to respond in the best way possible.
Nabigla rin ba yung otoridad sa pagpunta dyan ng maraming mga Pilipino na sumusuporta, pati rin yung media? Kasi may isang nagla-live report na media dyan, para ang tinatanong ng anchor habang ini-interview siya is yung negative na kesyo ganun. Pero kabaliktaran ang kanyang na-report kasi ang maraming mga Pilipino sa kanyang background ay yung mga sumusuporta sa dating Pangulo.
I don't know if it was intentional, but actually napakalayo talaga yung distance namin para pwede mo siyang i-mix na yung pro-Duterte supporters at saka yung anti can be fit into one narrative because napakalayo talaga yung distance namin to a point na it's very clear who are pro and anti. Ang nabigla ba yung authority? Not to a point because it seems that parang they're already expecting us there. But the responses of those people na parang na pro Duterte, they seem to be shocked na ganyan pala yung iniisip ninyo. But then completely they do parang hindi nila tinitake into account ang other fact because there's already an existing one. But they think na yun na talaga yung truth. Kaya it's very difficult, but you just need to have a dialogue, I think. That's very important.
Sa kabila nitong lahat na pinagdaanan ng dating Pangulo, kung napanood mo yung kanyang recent na post sa kanyang official Facebook page din, na pinapakalma din yung taong bayan, okay lang siya. Anong masasabi mo doon, Alvin?
Perhaps he just wants to communicate na dapat kalma lang, but we are I am personally worried for him because he's turning 80 in 2 weeks time, I think, more or less. He's old enough to be stressed by traveling alone. Very stressful talaga ang traveling alone. The climate, I remember he doesn't like the cold climate. To me, he just wants to be calm because he wants the people to be calm as well. And he's trying to be, as, how do I say that? Putting a facade. Parang nagpuput siya ng facade for people to feel na I will be okay, I'm gonna be okay, this is going to be okay later on in the end. We are gonna win this. So that also boosts the morale of the people supporting him. That's why it's very important for us earlier today, sir, we really want to have a glimpse of him because we believe that it would be how do I say that? Parang magbibigay sa amin din ng boost of energy, boost of confidence that he will be okay. Of course, we're going to pray for him and we want the victory for him. And eventually para makauwi na din siya sa Pilipinas.
Opo. Alvin, last na lang. Di ko lang alam kung nakarating na ba or biyahe pa ba papunta dyan ang pangalawang Pangulo kasi parang may schedule din ata siya na merong panayam din sa media. Meron ka bang mga information? Kasama rin ba kayo sa maaring makausap ang pangalawang Pangulo?
It's not hindi pa siya confirmed, sir, but I think it's in the talks. We would want to meet up, of course, with the Vice President and to express how we feel about this whole development. But we are looking forward should the event takes place po.
Dagang salamat, Alvin. Siguro katapusan na lang mensahe mo sa mga kababayan mo dito sa Pilipinas, dyan sa Netherlands, sa buong mundo sa mga ganap ngayon, Alvin.
Be unbowed like the Vice President, pray for our former President Duterte and just be calm, trust the process. We are going to come out victorious. Daghang salamat guys, opportunity, and we will do our best to ensure that we update everybody for what's happening here and just pray for the former president.
Dagang salamat.
Kakayanin po.